Welcome back to University of Houston's FLL training series. Today we will be covering the basic concepts of the interfaces to the NXT-G software. When you first install the software, you should have two new icons on your desktop, NXT 2.1 Data Logging and NXT 2.1 Programming. The data logging software is only used for scientific analysis with the NXT robot. It is not what we'll be using to make simple programs. What we'll be using most of the time will be the NXT programming. So let's go ahead and open this up. So when you first open it, you'll be greeted with an interface that looks like this. So let's go ahead and start a new program before we go over the interface. In the little two boxes over here, you have a place where you can name your program and where you can open a recent one. So let's go ahead and start a new program. Let's go and call it Untitled 1. Pop. We're in a different interface. So before we move forward, let's take a tour of the interface. The large gridded area covering the main portion is called the active area. This is where the majority of programming will take place. Now to the left of this is your block palette. The block palette is split into three categories: Common, Complete, and Custom. You will probably be using the Common palette for most of this course. Above you is the menu bar. It functions almost the same as the menu bar in other programs. There are some options we'll discuss later though. Slightly below that, we have the tab bar. Tab bar allows you to go back to your home screen, or if you have multiple programs open, it allows you to switch between them. On the far right, you might have already noticed the Robot Educator. The Robot Educator allows you to... On the far right, you might have already have the Robot Educator open. If not, it can be opened by clicking on the Beam tab on the top right, and closed with the little X over here. The Educator is a great resource for brushing up on programming and building. To the bottom right is your helper/navigator. So when you highlight a block, the helper will give you a short description of its function. Alternatively, you can toggle it to the navigator by clicking on the magnifying glass tab to the right. It gives you the navigator gives you an overview of your entire program. The bottom of the screen is called your block options. When you are programming, it will allow you to configure the settings of an individual block. We'll cover more on this in later videos. Almost done. To the bottom right of the active area is the control panel, which interfaces with the NXT brick. It has 5 functions that can be used. Downloading, bottom left, downloads the program to the NXT. Playing, in the center, it'll download and then immediately run it. Does not matter if it's running wirelessly or wired. It will download and run. Selective play, top right, it'll download and then run only what is in a selection. Stop, bottom right, stops any running program. Does not matter if it started in the programming interface or normally. And then NXT control. NXT control will allow you to manage the programs of connected NXTs as well as rename them. Finally, we'll cover how to save your program. Normally you would think a file save would do the trick. However, we recommend using the pack and go function. Sometimes the save function can be unstable and your program you've been working on can be corrupted. So to use the pack and go to the Tools menu and select Create Pack and Go. Now do a save as if you need to, and then name it, and then up at the top of the Pack and Go menu, you name your program and then select where you want it to go. When you're finished, hit OK. What this will do is this will package your entire program into a nice, neat little file. Well, that wraps up this video. We'll see you next time.